Been a little while. Um, been a little while. Let me go and to make sure we live. You know, technology get ahead of you sometimes. There we go. We live.
What's
Live and
up,
on
Big Blue?
broadcast. Going on. Start sitting it out. Um, Welcome to another episode of FUTSU Sports Fans. We have in the house Demetrius.
Big Blow. It's a new day.
Okay. We also got TSU Madness.
What up, Big Blue? Yes, sir. It's a new day.
Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Let's do
So
it.
the new news. The new news here. Y'all on Twitter. Let me check the chat, make sure nobody in here. We're getting ready. Live stream chat. Uh, you know, we got to say, where them fans at? I'm working on my fan. My fan day. There we go. Got a pop. There we go. You got a pop them, baby. You got a pop.
Hey, man. Pop your fan, player. Pop your fan, man. Just.
Where them fans at?
Man, what's up with this dude, man?
Oh, that was good. That was good.
But we do have
There he is.
There he
Reggie
is,
Barlow.
Yes,
Mr. Clean.
sir.
Hey,
Reggie
man,
Barlow.
did you and him go to the same barber?
Yes, sir. We also yo, baby.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go.
So yeah, Dr. Allen make sure that we're having a little reunion up in this Joker.
Okay. So
We're gonna have
Reggie
some
Barlow,
dime. You gonna have your fans. You can have fans in the stands. You can have diamonds in the sky, baby.
fans in the stands and diamonds in the sky.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fans in the stands and diamonds in the sky. All right.
Uh, I'm gonna keep my
So,
comments to myself as long as we win.
so yeah, Reggie Barlow, long extensive coaching record. You know what I'm saying? He's an Alabama State alum, played in the pros for a few years. Um, Good career there. Coached at Bama State head coach. Won a couple SWAC championships. With Virginia State, won there too as well. Then he coached professional last 3 or 4 years at the Defenders, DC Defenders, and did a really good job there. So we proudly welcome him to our team. Uh, what are your thoughts? I know we shared some names. We heard about some people that could potentially be. We need to share those names, but that that could have been coach, may have been coach. Rumors. Some people say so many different names. They may say my name. I'm like, no, I can't even coach. So we get all these different kind of rumors. But what are your thoughts once you heard that he was coming? The front runner. TSU man, what were your thoughts?
Man, I was really surprised. I was like, man, are we sure that it was Coach Barlow and not Shannon Harris? I was really thought maybe they were a little confused, what have you. But my I you know I said for several times that I was hoping for Brandon Fisher, our defensive coordinator, which is ease into the position. But he went out. He left with Coach George, and that's cool. So I said, okay, all right, this search is gonna take longer than I thought. But man, you know what? 2 weeks later, not even 2 weeks later, Coach Barlow, and the great thing is that it's not only Coach Barlow, but it's people that we're familiar with. So I mean,
Yep.
so Coach Barlow is a great hire, right? Because you can say he's won on every level. He's won at Alabama State, at Virginia State, and he's at the defenders in the UFL. I mean, he's a winner, right? So you like, and then he's connected, right? He understands HBCU, so that in itself was great news. And then we talk about Kaz coming back, who's the offensive coordinator under Webster. And I know Webster didn't, all of his seasons weren't. I think he had only two winning seasons in maybe 4 or 5 years. But two of those seasons, man, there was like there was like 1 year where they didn't score under 30 points in a game. Like only 1 or 2 games where they scored less than 30 points. Kaz was the offensive coordinator, right? And then the other year, I think 7 of the games they scored over 30 points. So this guy knows what he's doing, and so bringing Kaz, and if hopefully Aaron Field comes with him, who is the offensive coordinator. Aaron Field, man, I think he has like 6 guys that's played in the pros, or at least I think 4 have been drafted, and I think maybe 2 maybe didn't play in the pro. They were drafted but didn't play, at least in the NFL. But then there were 2 who didn't get drafted but signed and played in the pros, so in the NFL. So it's like 6 of them or something like that. But man, Cass in those years that he was, I'm not Cass, but Aaron Field was the offensive, the line coach. I'm sorry,
line coach.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got myself mixed up. Line coach. He's the line coach, and he had those linemen, man, go to the pros, man. I mean, that's just for him to come back. They're familiar with TSU. They're familiar with Nashville. If Shannon Harris returns and whatever at capacity he's going to be in, that's going to be great. And then Greg Williams. I mean, come on, man. He NFL defensive coach. And of course, man, it's about to be bliss all day. We about to bliss. I mean, and guess what? Guess what we've been crying for, right? We always talking about how come we never blitz? How come we never blitz? At least that's what we a couple of years ago we were asking that question. But now you're about to get more blitz than you ever asked for. So, and I got to give props to Dr. Allen. You know what type of onions it takes, man, to hire a coach like Reggie Barlow this late in the game and to get him from a UFL team that's getting ready to start their season 1 week later. You know the onions it takes, man, to do that. That means that he not only has the gall, but he has the connections, right? He's already established those connections. Whether it be through just football or through maybe being having those diamonds, whatever it is, he made it happen. So hey, congrats, man. That's good stuff.
I'm gonna let y'all keep winning today. But let y'all keep winning. Hey, listen. I agree with Madness. I was shocked. I was surprised. I started hearing the name more and more, and I was like, nah. Like, why would he leave a professional team to come to us? And that's not throwing any shade at our alma mater. No, but it's he's. To me, his elevation would have probably been maybe Power 4, Power 5, or possibly, NFL or something of the similar. So I was shocked. But once it was confirmed, I was hyped. I was hyped because, I mean, y'all said it. He won at Alabama State, which I think that's a hard place to win, right? I mean, they've got some of the best facilities. They're in a town that is pro Alabama State. So you would think, well, you've got all the ingredients to win, but yet, they still somehow don't ever get over the hump. And he was able to do that, right? He's won at Virginia State. He won at with the Defenders. So, one thing throughout this process that I've been hearing is Dr. Allen saying, I'm going to get us a dog. Yep. I'm going to get us a dog. I'm going to get us a dog, right? And I think he went and got a dog.
Yeah.
And you talk about onions, I'm gonna say steel. It took a lot of steel, you know what I mean, to go in and close the deal. But if you listen to his press conference, one thing that jumped out to me that he kept saying was, he said, "It's Tennessee State. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. You know what I mean? It's different. Yes, we're HBCU, but it's different. It's different because of the accolades. It's different because of the history.
Right.
It's different because of what we've done, but also it's different because of where we are now. We give credit to Coach George and the previous staff for getting us to where we are. And there's a lot of pieces that are still here, right? But we also look at strategically where the university is going. Yeah, I ain't talking about all the other mess. I'm talking about where we're going
Mm-hmm.
and the vision that Dr. Allen uh, has for us, right, is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different. So we got somebody here that believes in that mindset, um, believes in the challenge, welcoming the challenge, and I'm hyped. And I mean, you guys could agree or disagree, but I think the base is hype.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to reflect um, in this upcoming year. We still got to get a roster together. We still got a long way to go. I'm not quite sold on all of these coordinators coming just yet. 90 days is a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time, and especially if the defenders are having success with Shannon Harris at the helm. I want them to do well because then that's going to
Mm-hmm.
present a different challenge for us.
No. Yeah.
But I believe in this guy. I believe in Dr. Allen. I believe in the direction that we're going, and it's exciting times at 3,500.
Agreed. And before you say so, I want to go back to what Demetrius said about um, the vibe that's out there right now in the air, man. I think the vibe. I agree with you, Demetrius. The vibe is different, right? And I think the base is hot is hype. And it's just it's just a different, man. Coach Barlow, Coach Barlow, bring, he brings something a little different, man.
Are
So
you waving a fan, or or BTA? What you doing? I don't know.
That's the fan. You supposed to go out there and do it 2 times.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like belt to butt. I don't know what you're doing.
well, Rodney, I'm glad that you don't know how to do it correctly. So I'm just glad
Because it would be louder. Yeah, you're right.
you're right.
I'm
It's supposed to be
really,
loud.
really,
Right.
my kids are way better at it than me. I can't do it. Yeah. 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 So quick shout out to Shannon Harris. He did win today, his first game.
Yep.
So we'll give a shout out to them. One advantage though is for us is that we can pay them more than what the UFL does, right? I mean, it's a pay scale difference, and even like Reggie Barlow, he said that hey, I want to do something else outside of spring football, so that's sort of got to come back to that. But as they do well, they could get other offers too as well, right? They could not only get jobs at the defenders, but also get other college jobs too as well. So you got to be like mindful about how 90 days how all this sort of comes together. Hopefully we get them signed and get them agreed upon. I did hear Shannon Harris radio wise got some publicity and talked about his experience there, and he's very excited to coach. Reggie Barlow was head coach at his alma mater, but they didn't touch on the future really. Just talk about the team, and then Coach Keiss got an article written about him, and he said hey, just doing what I have right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see, later on this, so really sort of pushing that down the pike and make sure it's not controversial or anything like that, but just trying to be focused on what's in front of them. But they did beat the defending champs 18-11. And I know the coach said some things about, so it's a rivalry between the Birmingham Stallions and
Mm-hmm.
the DC Defenders. And it's sort of
Mm-hmm.
like, and so Coach Hope said something to him and about him, and he said we won today, so a little intense, you know, at the handshake line right there. But kudos to Shannon Harris for winning, getting the first dub as head coach today. But hopefully he can go ahead and join us in the future too as well. Um, I know there's a lot of questions in the air, you know, in terms of like who's coaching, who's there, who what. A lot of players in the portal. You know what I'm saying? They're doing what they have the right to do. I've seen some of their offers, and I'm like, some of you all should come back personally, but you know, whatever. Um, please go out and see what you can get and what you know what's best for you and your family. But you know, I was trying to think, you know, like you know, and also too, we know that they do some individual drills, you know, in terms of during the spring game, individual kind of drill. Like a couple quarterbacks, a couple linemen here, a couple decent guys here. But trying to think right now, like what would be success for next year? You know, we got 90 days. Then we got portal opens up in the summer. You know, and I know Coach Kevin Mayshak is out there doing his thing. You know, he brought a lot of players in, but you know, done well with recruiting in the past. But you know, what would success look like for you? That could be record, attendance, whatever. What will be success? Whoever wants to go first, we'll hop in
I'll
there.
start. I'll say so. I'm not. I forget what his record was at Alabama State his first year, but his first year at Virginia State, he was 9-1. His first year at DC Defenders, he was 9-1. So I believe I believe in Barlow. Now, you know, if we don't go 9-2 or something like that, I'm okay with that. But I think they will be able to get the recruits that they need to have a competitive team. We're gonna play some daggone it, some really good teams. You know, in North Dakota State, the second game of the year. And you know, all of our, you know, everything's gonna be competitive. But I think we'll have a foot look. I'm expecting a winning record. I'm expecting for us to go out there and compete and do well. I have I believe that I don't think even though this is a huge rebuilding
Oh,
year, this is not like Eddie George's first year. At least the feel that I have is not Eddie George's first year where, you know, look, hey, we'll be willing to accept anything that looked decent. If Barlow doesn't do well his first year, it's okay. But I think Barlow has the potential to do a good job his first year.
We got somebody that know what they're doing on day one.
Bingo. Thank
You
you.
know what
Thank
I mean?
thank you for saying it.
We got somebody that know what they're doing on day one. And again, somebody may hear this and say, "What it's just reality." Somebody that know what they're doing on day one, and you know he's able to wear different hats on day one,
Hmm.
right? So for me, you know, success for me is do you have a program or a culture established, which I think he will. Um, you know, what do we? If we put a record on it, yes, a winning record is an expectation. But I think we have a lot of guys on that roster that are going to stay.
Hmm.
Um, and we may lose some key critical pieces. I think we have a young stable of talent that, you know, if I had a child on the team that doesn't have any, you know, field time but is young, I'm like, this is the perfect opportunity for you.
Yep.
This is the perfect opportunity for you to spend 90 days with this man. And I believe this strength and conditioning coach is still there, who is one of the best in the building. You know, so you've got a leg up in terms of competition, and you still got to prove it in camp. So I think with him being able to do that and really get up close and personal with these
Mm.
guys,
Hmm.
because it's just him.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's just him. So I'm thinking culture will be created, winning record. I think butts are going to be in the seat. Um, and if we're sniffing anywhere close to that, that's a success for me.
Yeah. Agreed, Demetrius.
Yeah, I'm still sort of like I do expect
Oh,
him to
here you
get.
go, madness.
I do expect him to get something going. Definitely. Here going on here. Definitely think he knows how to turn around quickly and get things going. But I feel more comfortable once we get our coaches in. Once I know that they're locked in. What I'm saying? We have seen some offers going out for 26, 27. The portal's not really open yet, too, right? Let's be clear. I mean, only people that are in the portal are those when their coach is left. So our guys can leave, right? Because our coach is gone, right? So that's sort of, or if you're a grad student too as well, right? Graduating or whatever. I think you can get in the portal. So it's sort of like in a unique, like you see all our guys in there because our coach has left.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
thanks for
So
clarifying that.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's sort of hard for us. Like, dang, everybody, in it, but it's the best time to be in it because the coach is gone. Um, so hopefully we get some of these guys back. They want to see what's going on out there. Totally fine with that. But Coach Barlow was like, hey, I've been talking that long talk with people. The quarterback Tevin Carter, he said in his interview with Coach Cole, hey, I'm talking to him now. So he's being hands on and with the guys and make sure that they know what's going on. So some of the guys who hey, someone got P4 offers. Like one kid, he got a P5 offer. Well P4. Some people got some G5 offers. Rather, I can't change my terminology here. G5 offers. Some of them going to follow Eddie George to Bowling Green. His son, he's going to go. I'm assuming that's where he's going to go. But some the linebacker, he got an offer. Sanders Evans got an offer to Virginia Tech in Auburn, right? So I mean that's it's tough. It's tough task. He knows where he can go. So but we'll see. But if you see people out there, like I see in the portal or whatever, go ahead and tag them. And say, hey, so you know, say, come on, Tennessee State, we got some openings over here. But yeah, but I am excited about it. I do think having someone who's well versed in college football, coaching, he can pick the ball up and keep rolling. And again, Coach Kevin Manchek has done an amazing job with Eddie, Coach George, and also with Coach Reed. So he knows the game and we sort of fit and tailor to what the coaches want to come into the room. So I think we'll be in June, July. I think I'll feel a lot better about what's going on.
Yeah.
I think I feel a lot better. Okay, I see quarterbacks coming in the door, running backs coming in the door, linemen coming in the door, and we sort of be able to really compete.
Yeah, agreed.
Can I give a quick shout out?
Mm-hmm.
We got this Big Blue private Twitter group, and these guys, I want to give them a shout out because these guys tag and mention the
Mm-hmm.
coaching staff on every recruit you can name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone might say, well, all they're doing is just atting them. But I'm like, no, these guys got to look at film. These guys, this group of ours, man, they some of them they know, some of them they don't know, and Kevin's he's a one man show, or he's one person, but I'm sure he has a team.
Yeah.
But it takes a village, man,
Mm-hmm.
and these guys and women that are in this group, they I just want to give them a little shot because they share as much passion as anybody, and I want to make sure that they keep doing what they're doing because trust me, it doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. And like you said, they tagging every. I mean, all those kids. Again, we don't know how special these kids are or not, but it look, it's up to the coaches to determine that. We just tagging the kids and hey, look, there's an opportunity,
Yep.
and hey, coach, check them out. So it is what it is. Coach will find out. Coach will find out if they legit or not. Just keep tagging.
All right. Yeah. So looking forward to seeing what's going on, how they grow. I'm sure we'll see more information. Uh, y'all want to talk about Hell Stadium? So it's mentioned, I'll say this: President Tucker hasn't mentioned doing something with Hell. Um, did multiple meetings. Reggie Barlow mentioned it. Um, so hopefully we get a chance to see a full plan. I guess we'll be splitting, time with new Nissan, uh, splitting time with, some games on campus. So I guess we'll figure out all of that, comes together, I guess.
But I
And
think, but I think we're I would say we're probably a couple of years away from that, though, right?
yes, I agree.
What, from
It's
playing
not
in
bad.
hell?
Yeah,
You think so?
yeah. I mean, it's definitely not this year, and at least look, man, I don't know. Again, this, it's and that's people put it out there. They put little bits and pieces out there, and so that's it's a what, the stadium situation is a very sensitive topic, man. It gets people in an uproar. You can go on a few tissues, a fan sport that page, man, and it is it it just takes off, right? And anytime you
Yeah.
mention
Yeah,
stadium, right, it just takes off. And so do we really want to broach that topic without the communication piece of it?
yeah,
And then because we really don't know, right? We don't know when. We know what Coach Barlow said, right? He said that in the comment he made was, which can get people excited or confuse people, was, you know be surprised how quickly we are to having a game in hell, right? So, and I'm sure that's where you, Swinton Jefferson, that's where you came with that, that asked that question from. But I personally don't even want to think about it, man. I don't want to think about it because uh, it's such a discussion that we've had such a long time.
yeah. Because I do think you want to make sure that the goal is to support the team wherever, no matter where they go,
Right, right.
right? I mean, I think that's the main goal. And we're committed to doing that. But it shouldn't be like I'm a Hell Stadium fan, I'm a new Nissan fan. That's sort of what we, past is like I'm a classic. I just go to classics. I just do this, and it's like we got to make sure we're always fans. You know,
I want to
that's
put a
the
poll out there, man. I want to know from the people, really, just how many of them, if once they get a feel of an indoor stadium, how many of you are going to be willing to go back to an open stadium in hell once you get a taste of the new indoor stadium?
that's fair.
It's gonna be a game changer, man. I can tell you, but I think what was the last game against Lane College?
Yeah,
Yeah,
So that first of all, that can't be the last game at Lane. That can't be the last game in hell.
agreed.
So let's go play Fisk and then make. We cannot have the last game against Lane College.
Right.
But
mm,
secondly, I mean, Madness, you was there, right?
Yeah.
I heard it was electric.
It was
yeah,
electric. No, no. Look, the best thing you could do is have a game. Is to have all your games on campus. Every home game, not splitting between playing at Hale and playing at Vanderbilt, or playing at Hale and playing at Nissan, not splitting. The greatest thing is to have all your games in Hale Stadium, right? But there are things that needs to be fixed. They just torn down, which is great. They just torn down the press box. They there's some steps that needs to be fixed. There's some seating that needs to be fixed. Um, so let's not go back with it. I'm half-ass, and just do it right. Play all of our games at Nissan until we're ready to go back to a stadium that's ready to put on a
yeah,
damn good show for the fans.
So,
yeah.
Madness, you're you're 100%. You don't want no split. You want all the
No,
games on campus or all the
no.
games at Nissan.
A split, that's you can't have two homes. You just can't, man. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been doing this. Think about it, man. We've been doing this since the 80s. We've been doing this since the 80s. You know, we played we lost money that way, right? We would play it. The game against MTSU was at Vanderbilt every year, right? For the most part, several of them were at Vanderbilt, and then our homecoming was at Vanderbilt, all because we didn't we you know we couldn't feel we would we'll overflow the Hale Stadium. But think about how about the money we could have generated from having games at Hale, and we could have already done something with Hale Stadium, just by playing all our games at home. I mean, again, and I'll just say this, man, when Jackson State fills out its stadium, it doesn't it doesn't go play at wherever school is close by. FAMU doesn't go play over at FSU. You look, man, you get your ticket or you can't get in, and that's the reason why FAMU's season tickets are two for $1,000, because it's supply and demand. Supply and demand, the basic rule of business. Supply and demand.
Yeah, I do think the whole notion of selling things out does look better. Um, and saying that and promoting that, that's hard not to do. Now I don't know, Nissan, can you close some top seats up and make it look like that those seats don't exist? Like, you can't really do that in the current Nissan, so I don't know what the situation is. But can you just sort of like light up the bottom bowl, to make it seem those seats up top are irrelevant? I don't know, but you
Oh,
gotta
I'm
have
sure.
like
I'm sure they can.
yeah,
I'm
but
sure they
you gotta
can.
say even Nissan fill the lower bowl, fill the lower bowl. We gotta fill the lower bowl.
Yeah.
We gotta do it. And hell, we gotta whatever many seats they're gonna have, we gotta fill it up. We gotta have that demand, high demand, kind of situation. And currently, right now with current Nissan, we sort of lost that demand. And that oh, I got hurt to get my ticket. I got to be there.
Right.
Now you're like, hey, I can get it anytime. Then like, oh well, I had too much water today, so I'm gonna forget about going to the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like creating demand and that need. So I did buy that ticket. Let me go ahead and get down there and go. So you got to create that demand. That is something very important that we need.
But you think about it, right? And I know we want to move on, but Howard had 100-year homecoming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was talking about moving it to Audi Field?
We were.
Our people.
Our people.
Yeah.
And
they don't
said
do that.
no. Now, I'll be honest. It was the worst fan experience that I've ever had for 2 hours, but I had to deal with it.
Yeah.
Staying up for 2 hours, but I had to deal. Like, it is what it is. When we went and played Kennesaw State, aftermarket tickets was 3 times much as what, So my point is supply demand, but it's that old saying, you know how it is. I don't know about Alpha Theta, but I know for the BO shows, if you don't get in, you just don't get in, and you got to hear about it on Monday.
Yeah.
So you don't get in the game, you got to hear about it from somebody
Mm-hmm.
else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and if it's 15,000, I guarantee you that 15,000 gonna sound a lot different than 15,000 at Nissan.
Agreed. So look, again, and even though you didn't have a pleasant experience at Howard Stadium, but that Joker was sold out and it was electric.
Yeah.
And what would you rather have? I would rather have that than 10,000, 20,000 in Nissan, and and there's you can't feel it, right? It's just it's empty. So again, look, hey, look, I think moving to an indoor stadium. I would love to see. I want to see what it looks like first before we start, saying, hey, you know what, we definitely going back at home, because we got time. We have to build anyway, right? We have to look. This thing is nowhere close to being a full stadium. You got bathrooms, you got concession stands, you got all this. It needs to be fixed up. So we have time. So let's see what this indoor stadium looks like, man, and see how the people come out and how they respond to it the first couple of years before we say, all right, this is what we're doing.
And also too that there will be a tailgate area inside somehow.
Right.
So you can see what that looks like. I don't know what that looks like and how that sort of works out.
And then Rodney, if it's inside, you can actually wear white shoes to the game because you don't have to worry about your dusty shoes.
And we can bring our practice. I'm gonna get good at this.
So since we're along those lines, Demetrius, how many you, with the change of the dynamic, with the change of coach, the vibe is different. I think the support is going to be different. I just heard from too many people already. I just think the support is going to be different this year. What's your expectation for Johnny Merritt?
18,000.
Ooh.
Ooh. A&T, Barlow's first game. I think it's going to be about 18.
Rodney. Mr. Pessimistic.
I'm going. Y'all going?
Oh, of course I'll be there.
I don't know which one I'm going to yet. There's so many games that I want to see that I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking I'll go 18. I can see 18. I think 18 for that one. I think it'll be 15 North Dakota State fans for the second one. And I'm thinking probably close to 18 for A&M. I am going to say a little lower for Howard.
If we're good as we expect we are be, I think it's going to be like 20 for. I think it's going to be like 22 for Howard.
And so just like Charles said, 20. I think it's 20 for A&T. First game, like you said, A&T travels well. It's the largest HBCU. They have a new coach. They haven't played here in Nashville in a very long time, or have they? I've never been to a game.
We played a playoff game, 1998, 10,000 people, but it was cold, man.
Yeah.
Right.
We hosted that game?
Yeah, we hosted that one.
Okay. Well, that's a game we lost.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a game we lost. Yeah, that's a game we lost, man. We're down third string quarterback. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
20.
We had to play fourth string, third and fourth string.
Right, third and fourth string. I know. Yeah. So 20,000 for A&T. Because Alabama A&M is the next weekend. Is the third game. Well, no, is it third or four?
It's third.
Yeah, third game. So you got in North Carolina A&T. I'll say 20,000 because Alabama A&M is the third game. For the second game against North Dakota State, I'll say 10,000 at best, 10 to 12,000 at best. And most of those fans are going to be North Dakota State. I'll be there at the North Dakota State game because I refuse to let them outshine us. And then Alabama A&M, I'll say 15, and it depends on what our record like at home. I think homecoming is going to depend on what our record is like, but against Howard, I'll say about maybe 15.
Okay. All right.
So look for the Johnny Merritt to be your most attended game.
Okay.
Highest attended, rather.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Looking forward to following football, see who's added. And but real quick, we got to come out with the brooms.
Yeah, for real.
Talk about our softball team.
Man, coach, man, she kicking butt, man. She taking names.
Yes, she is.
Let me get a current record. My bad. And look it up
I
before.
already know it. 18-9.
18-9 current record.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We're
Softball teams 18-9. Come out and support.
8-3 in the conference. 8-3 in the conference. So remember, they were selected fourth
Mm-hmm.
in the preseason. You know, and you know, going great. Um, you know, uh, so then we got to get out there and support our team. Um, and one thing I will say, I watched the game on YouTube. They have a YouTube link,
Mm-hmm.
and some guy he's right there sitting by there, giving everybody tips. Something like, I think I can go ahead and hit softball. He out there, drop your hips, turn it. I'm like, I got to go out there and do that. He's out there giving all the tips. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely a great week. They won 8-0, 8-0, and 12-2 the last game. So two skunks, no hitter. Was I think the second game was no hitter? I think the second game was no hitter. And so man, we just doing great, man. It looks really good. We beat Lipscomb a couple days ago, 2-1, on Tuesday. So yeah, man, we're just we're really rolling along.
Wait a minute. Are we
Uh,
not? Are they 9-3 in the conference? Is that what you said?
8-3. Let's say updated 8-3 or 9-3.
Okay.
I don't know if they updated the um,
Yeah,
today's win.
I think it's 9-3, but I could be
Nine and
wrong.
three. Okay, so
Yeah.
they didn't update today's win yet. I'll look in there. So and let me see what the conference we're looking at. OVC standings real quick. Let me pull this up. OVC sports.
Yeah, get our support. Does anyone know that? I forget it. The handle she had to, to purchase some things for the off Amazon for the softball team. We were.
I mean, Ronnie, you can. I think if you go to her page.
Let me go pull it up real quick. Let me go switch screens real quick. Let me do the softball standings. There we go.
Yeah, donate to the softball team. They've been doing great. They really have.
This. Let me share. So I guess if you're saying that we are 9-3 now, then we're
Okay,
almost half of our.
it may be 8-3, may be correct. I thought I counted 9. I could be off.
And let me see.
That's a beautiful thing, though. Our softball teams be down in the dumps, man.
Man, we used to be in the basement.
Used to be in the basement.
Look.
Man, we knocking their heads off.
Yeah. I'm just looking for the. Yeah, I'm looking for.
Well, if you can't find it, no worries. Just support. You can go to you can always go to foundation page, donate to the team itself. I know she had a Amazon uh, account out there, but you could purchase through
Oh, it's right
Amazon.
here.
And she announced that she had several of
I
her
found it.
other things. Okay.
I found it. Let me know if you stop sharing. Let's tap instead. So right here, the link is
Mm-hmm.
right here on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to pull it up real quick for you guys. So we're spinning a little bit. Um,
While you're doing that, just talk about tennis real quick. Men's tennis is 4-9. They got 5 games left. And the women's team they've only won one match this year, so they're struggling a little bit. a lot different from a couple of years ago when they were, you know, winning quite a bit of them. But then I think we were without a tennis coach for a while, were we not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop in the chat.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't pull it up for some reason. There we go. It's not came up. So you see on your screen right here, support the softball team right here.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it is. Yep.
snacks and all the goodies right here. So it lets you know what's purchased. Need Lysol and snacks, goodies.
Oh, it's a honey stingers. Though. I thought that was a different honey.
Support them throughout the season. I think most teams have this. Basketball has one. So anything like that. Um, want to support Tiger Bone. Yeah, so support your team
Mm-hmm.
with that. Um, Yep. So it's good. I mean, softball's going great. Go out to a game. This is a YouTube channel. So find our YouTube channel real quick. No, I won't do that because I'm gonna waste time. But so YouTube, just type in Tennis State softball. It's a link out there, and subscribe like you do to us, and just watch them play. Very intense. So very excellent games and stuff like that. So, um, you know, look forward to them growing. We had a few signees through various sports. I'm sure we'll start highlighting these more. Uh, but we did see some new signees. Coach Dupree, she's first season, did really well getting playoffs, and obviously lost the first round, but trying to get a little bigger. Uh,
Yeah.
and here's the first few signees that she's had. Share my screen. Um, the first one bring up, since we talk about size, we're gonna bring up Zoe Young.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe Young. I'm sorry, Zoe Young. So she comes to us from South Carolina. She's forward center. Um, very good about taking high passes, like floaters over her head, sealing the defender, and getting buckets. Very good at that. Very athletic.
6'3".
Uh, 6'3", blocking shots.
Mm-hmm.
She's a go getter. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So definitely excited that she's joining our team. We'll see. Any more bigs coming. But I think it's a good addition that we have rolling up. Um, to our team. Uh, her videos are out there. You know, um, so definitely go look. Follow her on Instagram. Um, you know, and definitely follow these players. Because they're our future to our programs, and they need our support. That's why I'm showing you guys the Instagram account, so you can follow them. Um, Next young lady.
Yeah, before we move on, that young lady she's based out of South Carolina,
Yeah.
and that's right in Don Staley's backyard, like an hour, some change away. I wonder if Don gave us a good old lob
Hmm.
and sent us
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
We'll take all the help we can get.
Yeah, coach helping a former player.
Yep.
All right. Next one. I just forgot her name. Saudi. Um, Saudi hoops, and I'm gonna tell you about her is that she gets buckets.
Yeah,
She hit 1,000 points. Oh, I didn't share. Stop sharing it. She hit 1,000 points as a sophomore, and she
In
uh,
Texas.
in Texas, and she got 3,000 points. Uh, let me get her full name. My bad,
That's the
guys.
score. That's the score right there, man.
Yeah, so and you watch her tape. I mean, you know, what she lacks in, I would say, size per se. She like
Sanchez.
she yeah, Sanchez, Shadi Sanchez. She go gets it. She go gets it. So she ain't seen a shot she don't like. she she can make them all. So she's very savvy with
Yeah.
how she gets there. So I'm very excited that she's joining our our fold.
Yeah. And she
And
has several videos out there, and so
yeah,
you can see any of her highlights.
and the other one that we got, she signed a little earlier. Um, Isis Thomas, and she's a state champ. Um, she is a state champ right here. So score. She's 6'1" guard. So um, I think she better play immediately um, for the Big Blue this year. I think you hop right in, pick up what you left in high school, and really get the ball rolling. So definitely excited about these three young ladies coming to our fold, and again follow them on Instagram, Twitter. I doubt they have Facebook. That's old fold on Facebook. I'm sure all of them got TikToks too, but follow them. Watch their tape, get familiar with them. But yeah, these guys have done very well in their high school days, and I think they'll be great additions to our program. I think about our team last year. We didn't have like a center per se. We had the 6 foot, another girl who was like 6'2", but we were playing like a lot of forwards. 5'10" to 6'1", but another 6'1" person right here. We're talking about at least having 4 or 5 people 6'1" and above on the court. And then you had that 6'3" person right there at center. It's like we got some height. Overall height. But hopefully get two more young ladies in the post. That can help us out. Transfers, hopefully, that come in with some experience, so we can sort of bridge that gap. Because even this year, I watched them play early in the year. Um, the freshmen took a little while to catch up to the game. Because they're like, oh, this is you can't take a break, you can't do this. The work ethic, and the understanding of coming up a level, was just sort of different. So, um, you know, so hopefully we got some more couple of transfers with a little more experience can help the young ladies out a little bit more and get them going. We got Anaya coming back, this year. We got the super freshman that came back. Most of them are coming back too as well. Zayona Wright, Kamara Samora. So we got some good people coming back this year from that last year's team that they got a lot of development. So looking forward to seeing what else they add, to it. You know, so we're looking forward to that. Any comments, guys?
Nah, she's a new one. I'll be honest. I didn't see this one, so I have to go look her up. But how many roster spots do y'all think we'll have? I mean, I know you can expect some transfers, but in terms of seniors leaving, how many backfills will we have?
We had two seniors. We only had 10 players most of the year.
Right.
Okay.
Two seniors that left. So really,
And you carry a team of what, 15?
Yeah.
13.
So we got
13 scholarship.
Yeah.
Okay, so technically, we got 5 openings if no one jumps in the portal.
Right.
Yeah.
So we just filled 3, assuming they're on scholarship. So I'm assuming they'll go in the portal and try to get 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, 5 is what we need. If everyone comes back, 5 is all we need. So that's not It's not a complete rebuild or anything like that. It's just filling holes, and primarily the hole is on the front court.
Yep.
All right, and we know about Jaden Jones coming next year for the men's team. Trying to pull him up. So we got a new commit. Um,
You said Jaden. I was thinking of somebody else with the last name Jones.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Jadens and Jalen's and Jones and in Nashville.
So Jaden Jones, who was Mr. Basketball at State Tennessee, right? I'm trying to find out
That's
the
right.
newest
He did
person.
sign. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he signed. So we got him, the point guard coming in. Uh,
And we just signed another one too.
yeah, I'm trying to look at it. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Andrew Howard. Was it Andrew Howard?
Yeah, his last name was Howard. I can't remember the
I
first
think
name.
it's Damon.
Damon. That's right, Damon Howard.
I know we tagged him. There we go. Well, I tell you, I wish that um
6'1" point guard from Indianapolis.
yeah. Yeah, so somebody changed X around a little bit. And I don't think it's it's not as conducive as it was before. But hey, who am I? Get rid of all that. There we go. Oh, there we go.
We
So,
gotta get brother to
Damon Howard.
learn how to spell Tennessee right next time.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't even notice that. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do stop sharing. Well, we're gonna love on our people. We gotta help them out, learn to spell Tennessee, and I just not notice that. But Damon Howard, welcome to Tennessee State University, Indianapolis, Naptown. A lot of great basketball there. So got to have him on, and look forward to seeing who else they add. A couple people that hop in the portal. Hey, it's portal time. That's sort of what happens. Hopefully, Penny can retain them. But we got a good crop of people coming in still with that. So we'll see how all this sort of works out.
Yeah, I was excited, man. We had another kid from Nap that joined the team last year, and then now we got this guy Damon coming in. So I've been saying for years, man, Nap only 4 hours north of Nashville. Man, that's a nice area for you to go in and put your footprint on. So always have a steady state of good guards up in that area, man. Kids can play. So I'm hoping Penny can have some success with those two gentlemen, which will lead him to want to go back up in that area because, and maybe I'm a little biased because I used to live there, but typically those kids that come out of Indiana, come out of Indianapolis, they're usually college ready.
Mm-hmm.
They're used to playing in big environments. You got some high school gyms out there that hold 10,000, and they're used to playing in those type of environments, man. So I'm hopeful that we can get a few more from up that way.
Yeah, one thing you want to play pickup, but I'm not getting basketball at Tennessee State, man. It's like they also play the same. It's like whether they're big or small, like how y'all play like the exact same? It might be 5'5", 400 pounds, or regular size basketball players 6'7". It's like y'all got the same kind of style, like Indianapolis style of play. So it was like interesting. Like, okay, you play the exact same. Okay. Right. So yeah, definitely good area to get basketball players from.
I know, we've lost the men's basketball team lost. I think, Weston went into the portal, Canute Wood went to the portal, and gosh, can't say it. Is it what's his last name? the center.
Big JT.
Yeah, the
Mm.
center's in the portal. So we're getting back. We signed 2 guards. With Weston leaving, Jackson graduating, and Canute was leaving. Then that's 2. We got 2. We get back.
Jackson is gone.
Yeah, I think he's a senior, right? I think because he had played. This is his 5th year, if I'm not mistaken. So surely, I can double check me, but I would assume this is his last year. This was
Yeah.
his last year with him, playing 5 seasons. So we definitely need these guards that are coming in um, to play behind Khalil London. Hopefully he rests up and he's take care of that ACL. He comes ready for the fall.
So based on the roster, it said Jackson's a junior.
Okay, then I stand corrected.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I stand corrected.
And I think this is why people are so excited about this roster.
Yeah.
Justice Jackson Jr., Travis Harper, who came on late once he got
Mhm.
healthy, Redshirt Jr., Khalil London, who will be back from injury, Redshirt sophomore, J.C. Brooks, who got time at the power forward. He was a true
Mhm.
freshman, right?
Right.
Maddox, the kid from Antioch, who played a lot early when we were thin at the guard position. I thought he was ready to contribute defensively. He might not have been there offensively. I would have thought he would have got a little bit more time throughout the season just on his ability to guard.
Agreed.
Blake Fleming, that's the kid. That's the first kid from Indianapolis.
Mhm.
He didn't play much. Antoine Lorick, right, 6'8" kid that transferred from the Royal Junior College. He was a sophomore. Carlos Williams, he's a senior, so he's gone. Lewis, I can't pronounce his last name, but he's
Doused.
from Canada. I think he's supposed to be a shooter.
Mhm.
Brandon, he's gone. Ronald Jessamy, sophomore. Kamian Jones, he redshirted as a freshman.
Mhm.
Amir Langlis, he's a graduate, so he's gone. Aaron Nkrumah, who's a junior. Big JT and Newt are gone. So, we keep this core, not a ton of backfill needed. So,
I think we just need to add one other
yep.
big guy,
Yeah.
and we good, solid.
I'm trying to see who made the HBU All Star team. I know that Cole. Um,
We didn't. I don't think we had anyone from the men's team. We did. We have
okay, okay,
ladies. We had 2 from the ladies team.
yeah, Cole, the center, and Sanaya Parker both made it.
Yeah.
So it's no man. Um, okay, no man made it this year because I couldn't even find a roster. I'm looking for it. So we got a video. I'm probably looking through all the video. But yeah, so okay. Um, so we'll see how it all shapes out. But one thing too, watch all our guys overseas playing. We got a lot of guys playing overseas, which you
Mhm.
did talk about last time, Coach Penny. So follow those guys. Try to do a better job of sharing their profiles. Most of them still on Instagram. They're a little younger than most people, so they got Instagram accounts, not necessarily Twitter accounts per se. But they got more followers on Instagram. Most of them do. So, but definitely follow those guys.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Last thing for me, man. Just congratulations to Attorney Crump, who donated $10,000 to
Oh
our
yeah, I
men's
meant to
hockey
mention that.
team.
Yeah,
So
Yep.
that's big stuff, man. I appreciate you, Attorney Crump. That's good stuff. Thank you. He's gonna try to do what he can to help get donations for our men's hockey team. So big ups to that.
I mean, Coach Dante, he's saying that he has a full schedule. You know, sort of I guess in pencil, I guess. you know, so he's ready to go, and we'll sort of see. Get a couple. One of the athletes came and said, "Hey, I'm the uh, three players in the portal." Somebody, hockey, like hockey. I'm sorry. Um, hopefully get it together with that. Um, so yeah, we started out with 3 players in the portal. Yeah, and hope hockey come together. We will see what's going on. So you know. But on that note, Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue.
Go
Hold
Big
on,
Blue.
we can't
What,
leave yet,
what a way to end, man. No clothes. No.
There we go. There we go.
That's how you want to close it. Just
28.
One time. 2 times.
Hey, Madness. I don't know if he is in his disciplinary mood or what.
must be.
That don't look like no where them fans at. That look like come here, sit your down. That's what that look like.
Oh, somebody got a question. Y'all gonna address it? I assume so.
Yeah, I assume that I haven't heard any other thing that he's not. I assume he got it extended.
What's the question? I didn't see it.
Did Penny get extended?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's been an announcement, but that's the assumption.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He's recruiting, signing people. So I mean, he signed a new kid, Damon Howard, yesterday. So people are still signing on. So I would say that he's going as it's supposed to go. Yep. So we'll see.
Yeah. I believe if something was going to happen, it would have happened by now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right.
All right.
Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue.
How'd you fellas?
All right.